Hi, welcome to it. This is an episode of High Fidelity Kitchen. He's high, I'm Fidelity. How are you? Actually, that's Eljay. I'm Rick. You can find us at Radio Memphis. So we do the morning show over there weekdays, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Central Time. We wanted to do something in the kitchen. We wanted to do something for YouTube because, quite frankly, we need the money.
Well, yeah, we're just
going to whore ourselves out and make something happen.
Oh, well.
And we were thinking about
what's a girl to do?
We were going to do something different, and I went through because I learned to cook from my mom, and it was one of those things like
it was primarily, I think,
survival.
Well, and my mom didn't have any girls, and it was just me and my older brother.
Mm.
And after my older brother passed away, she said, "Look, I got to teach you how to win a woman."
Yeah.
And she said, "It's you need to know how to cook.
Uh-huh.
You need to know how to clean and iron and all that stuff. That's the way to win a woman."
Absolutely.
I'm still waiting. I know how to do all that,
yes.
but
drop us a line in the comments below. It's available. Especially if you got big hooters and some money.
I'll go for the hooters. I'm not worried about the money, really.
The money, no. We're making millions, isn't it?
That's true.
Or not, no.
Not really.
I figured this time I would do something kind of cool and fun, because one of the things that we want to do throughout this series is do it all, like how to do it on the cheap.
Yeah, right.
About $20 you can feed 3 or 4 people.
Right.
And that's kind of important these days, because it ain't cheap to go to the grocery store.
Right. No.
There's too much going on.
And, there's only so much carry-out you can do without either breaking the bank or just getting... there's that, I mean, obviously there's that.
Sure.
But, I think a nice home-cooked meal, I would imagine a lot of people are going to learn how to cook all over again.
Oh, they kind of need to, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's good. It's a lot of fun. I like to consider myself a home food enthusiast.
Yeah, that's probably what a foodie.
A foodie.
I'm a foodie.
I'm not, like I said, I'm not trained. I haven't done any training or anything like that. I know how to, I know how to do a few things, and I've learned from trial and experience. And I've done some pretty fun stuff, and I've had to as well, because my wife sets off the smoke alarm when she makes ice cubes. And I've had to work around the fact that the most spicy thing she has is butter.
Right, exactly. Well, there's not a lot of spicy food in Ireland.
No. I mean, I made some salsa one time. I truly love a good hot salsa. That's not like overpowering, but I like the good flavor of it. And she was in here in the kitchen. She was like, "Oh my God, that smells awesome. What is this?" And I dipped a chip in there. I said, "Here, try it." And she took it. I thought I was going to have to call 911.
Because it was too hot.
It was too hot for her. And I'm like, dude, I think that's lightweight, man.
For me, when I cook really, really hot stuff, it's too hot for almost anybody else.
Right. Well,
for me, what is my tolerable level of heat is it surpasses what most people can handle.
You and I both grew up in Texas.
Right.
I was born in Louisiana, but I grew up in Texas, so primarily South Texas. So that's a whole different style of food.
It is. That's. I mean, you go to North Texas, even far East Texas, like the Big Bend area. The food out there is very different from
got a lot of Louisiana influence.
Yeah, and when you get out to the West, you get a lot of New Mexico sort of influence,
the dried pepper,
which is which is really different, and of course New Mexican food is completely different from Texas.
Oh my God, yes,
completely different,
vastly different.
And I was shocked to find out that the green sauce is the hotter of the two in New Mexico.
In New Mexico,
yeah. And so I got my enchiladas Christmas style, which is red and green.
Oh yeah.
They were like, "Hey, Gringo, are you really sure you want to do this?" And I went, "Yeah."
Hell yeah, bring it
on. And I think they were surprised. This white boy could handle their hot stuff. Yeah. I'm like, "Hey, man, I'm from Texas. Come on."
This is nothing. Yeah, I was at a place here in town, and one of the guys in the studio at the other station I worked for had a jar of pickled jalapenos, and he was trying them out. And he goes, "Man, I'll give you $20 if you can eat the whole jar." And I'm like, "You really want to make
no
that
kidding? I mean, come on,
an easy 20 for me, man."
Yeah, no problem.
And I took the first one to date. I'm like, he goes, "You know anything to drink behind that?" I'm like, "No, it tastes like vinegar."
Right.
When
they're pickled, you kind of lose the heat kind of sneaks up on you afterwards.
Yeah, it's a backdoor thing.
And I like that. What?
Yeah, at least your butthole doesn't think that your throat's been slit.
Wait, what?
I don't know. I don't know where that came from. We'll fix it in post, or not.
Or not.
Probably not. This is warts and all.
So what are we cooking?
This time out, we're going to make an old favorite of mine. It's real simple. It's gumbo, and gumbo is one of those things that you can do anything you want with it. And I'm going to show you a chicken gumbo that I've done.
Okay, now it's my understanding that gumbo literally means
whatever you want to put in it.
Well, no, I think it means stewed okra. I think that's what it's got to contain okra in order for it to be a gumbo.
It's a Creole thing.
Right.
And okra being primarily an African plant.
Right.
Was brought over a long time ago.
Right.
And
it
it grows crazy down in the Caribbean.
Right.
And in like South Louisiana, and you can grow it here. And it's when you boil it, it's got that slimy weirdness to it.
Yeah, it does.
Not a lot of people are big fans of it, but when you put it in a stew or a soup, that sliminess
it sort
goes
of
away.
thickens, but it's a thickener, right.
And it's got a pretty groovy flavor to it. It can be a little weird. I mean, but for a lot of people, they can just pick around it if they don't like it.
Yeah, but in a gumbo, is it really not going to make much of a difference?
No,
I mean, because you got chicken and
the key to the gumbo that I like to make is all about the aromatics. So
right.
Lots of garlic. I've got a whole head of garlic.
Oh man, I love garlic.
I got an onion in there, and instead of a bell pepper, which is what a lot of the Cajuns
right.
And I'll catch hell for this. The fact that I'm not using bell pepper, I think it's a bit much.
Well, I agree, and we were having this talk earlier that yellow and red I'm fine with.
Right.
But green,
they're the new pepper.
It
hadn't mellowed yet.
No, and man, the taste is really overpowering, and I get the indigestion worse than anything I've ever encountered from green bell pepper.
So we're not doing that.
But it really is overpowering.
Instead, I'm using a poblano pepper.
Yeah.
So that's a good green. It adds a little color to the dish.
Right.
It also has just a slight peppery vibe, a little more earthy,
and the poblano,
without that real strong vibe to it.
Right. Like you get with the bell. Right.
And with this there's a lot of room to add heat to it. So we're going to start basic, and as you go, we can add serranos to it. You can throw some Tabasco. You can go whatever. The immigrant will be by later for when she gets home. And
right.
I can't put all that in there.
No, I know. We got.
I don't have a deep.
Tread easy. Yeah. Right.
That woman will break into it. Also, since this is the high fidelity kitchen, we thought it'd be kind of cool to add. Oh, and also, by the way, we're having a beer bread to go with it.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to show you how to make a beer bread. It's
all right. Cool.
It's real simple. That's a recipe there's like a 3-ingredient beer bread. I made it like 5 ingredients because I just wanted to do it a little bit.
Right.
So that's going to happen as well. And then as a bonus, we get started because this is the high fidelity.
High fidelity.
High. Or reggae high.
Right.
There's that. And when sitting down and mapping this out, I thought, man, what could you do when you're loose?
When you're fidelity.
When you're
all fidelitied out.
When you're fidelityed, man, I could go for something to eat. And sometimes there's some things that you kind of crave.
I got the munchies.
Well, that's what it is. It's some munchies. And I thought, well, you could do some bacon wrap stuff. And I thought, no, because you're going to be probably naked and trying to fry something, which is never a good idea. So it needs to be something relatively simple. And with that, I've already started here with a sandwich. And it's lame. Not really lame, but it's there's
a hair on that sandwich.
Doesn't shock me in the least. It ought to be, because this is a very different type of sandwich. I kind of like it. Not a lot of people don't, but it's just a plain white bread.
I'm one of them.
I know.
I don't know. Is that a caper?
I don't know what it ought to be though. All this is basically a little bit of
caper.
It's lettuce and mayonnaise, and I took on the other piece of bread. I took some mayonnaise and mixed in some chili garlic paste. And
to really kick it up.
I had to kick it up because
wait, what?
The star of the show on here are sardines, and people a lot of times go, "Arr!"
Yeah, man, I put the brakes on there.
But anyway, we have this to nosh upon. We'll give it a go because I'm digging
see, when I'm fidelity, that's not what I crave. Is that what you crave when you've had some fidelity?
I'll crave anything. But sometimes you want to eat some type of kind of responsibly, you know. You don't want to just pile into a tub of ice cream.
I don't keep ice cream around. I keep a bunch of fruit.
Fruit's good. Vegetables.
And
stuff.
And I keep a lot of fruit and natural peanut butter.
Mm-hmm.
So when I get the munchies, that's what I kind of go for.
The go-to for a lot of guys are women too. Pizza rolls and stuff.
I go for women.
You know,
when I get the munchies.
Yeah, sure, they're tasty.
Oh, is that not what you meant? I'm sorry. You said, well, women too. I'm like, yeah.
Too. Why not? You know, because that's what makes it work. Ladies, down in the comments below. Each week we'll have some different type of high food. And trust me, I've got a bunch of it mapped out. So something that's simple that you can make that's not labor intensive.
When you're fidelitied up.
When you're fidelitied up and you go, did I forget to add something? No, it's not one of those things.
Dude,
you need
I need another Jenny gin.
Okay. Well, we'll get into it as we make us some gumbo and beer bread. So
it's gonna be good.
It's gonna be good.
I'm looking forward to the beer bread.
Couple of steps to making roux. There's a couple of ideas. You could do it on the stove top, but why would you want to do that? Because if you take a chance and you turn your back on it for just a second, you're going to wind up burning it. And once you burn it, you might as well just start all over. So you don't want to do that. So the roux is what's going to give the gumbo a nice little earthy flavor. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take us a stick of butter here. We're going to kind of cut it up. We're going to throw some of this in this little skillet right here. And I'm going to show you how I learned to do this. This is a pretty cool thing. Equal amount butter to flour. Just that simple. Half cup butter, half cup flour. Just like that. And then into the oven it goes. Okay, when you're talking about getting it into the oven, it's pretty basic stuff. Here we go. That's our roux. Nice hot oven. About 375 degrees. Set it. And forget it. Cliche statement, I know, but that's how it works. Gotta have your aromatics in for this whole thing. So we got some celery, I got a pepper here, I got some onion, I got some garlic here, because we're gonna have us. You gotta have you some aromatics, or you're just not gonna have anything. You know what I'm saying? So really, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna get ourselves some garlic going. And what I like to do with the garlic, just to get it started, we're gonna get us a whole mess of it here. I'm going to show you a little something. We're going to use a lot of garlic. I love garlic. Garlic is good. It's good and good for you. All right. Even if it is from the ground up. All right. Here's the deal, kids. What we're going to do. I'm going to peel this garlic using this knife. This is called a chai dao. This is a Chinese vegetable knife. It's pretty basic stuff, really. Just give it a good pop there, like get a little squeeze like that. Sometimes the peel should come right on out of there. If not, you can just hit it again and you get to going with this whole thing. Because what we're going to try and do, once we get it all peeled up and kind of crushed a little bit, what we're doing is we are releasing an enzyme that's inside the garlic. That enzyme is called allicin. A-L-L. Not like the kid. Not like your kid in school. A-L-L-I-C-I-N. That kind of helps give garlic its pungent flavor. So we want that to kind of develop. So we got to crush it a little bit to make that happen. All right, we're also going to need a little onion. So I do my onion a little bit differently than some folk, but people will go, yeah, I don't like to cut onion because it makes me cry. Tough titty. That's what it's all about, man. This is a good sized yellow onion. And we're going to kind of dice it up a little bit by making those cuts, and we're just going to come down like that. There we go. And then here to the end, just kind of mess it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't have to be perfect. Nothing too outlandish. Nothing crazy. None of the stuff that they teach you in food school. Is that a thing? Food school? Yeah. Chef school? I ain't one of those guys, so I don't have those answers for you. All right, everything into the bowl. Back to the garlic. A little bit of Allison's come on out. So we're going to kind of give this a little rough chop. could use the minced stuff, but that takes all the fun out of it. Yeah. It's all going to get sauteed anyhow, so. It ain't rocket science. I want to add to this a couple of bits of this. A little celery. And when I buy celery, I like looking for this leafy part right here. Some people don't like it, but I do. But we're going to save it because I got plans for this leafy part a little bit later on. Yeah, just like that. Right on. Stack it up here a little bit. Let's lose that. Now, pepper. You can use a bell pepper for this. Bell pepper, I think, has a little bit of a little too strong of a vibe to it. This pepper's been around a minute, but it's fine. Cut this up a little bit. I'm gonna have us a nice little pepper. This here's a poblano pepper. In Mexican cooking, you would use this for stuffing and chili relleno. And in this particular case, nope. We're going to treat it like you would a bell pepper. We're going to just kind of dice this up a bit because it's going to get into the pan and it's going to be with our aromatics, which all start roughly at the same time. There you go. There's your aromatics. All right, it's time to get ready for the star of the show here. In this case, it's chicken. It's one of them grocery store chickens. I've already been kind of picking on this a little bit to see what we have here, but we got plenty to work with. And what we're going to do here is we're going to debone this bad boy. And see, the thing about gumbo is you can do a lot of stuff here. You know, you can put in shrimp, you can put in seafood, you can put in chicken, of course. If you get your hands on a little alligator, you can do all sorts of cool stuff. So we're just going to use the lid that the thing came into here. And all you're looking to do is just shred this up. Do it by hand. It's the best way to do it. Just get in there and get busy with your hands. Before we get into the into the gumbo, which will happen here forthwith, one of the things I want to have with it, because you can have like rice with it.
Well, that's what Mama used to do.
Yeah, and you can do
rice.
Jambalayas and you can do that kind of stuff,
Right,
and they can be good, and they can be a fine addition. I'm more like I like a more of a soupy type of arrangement here, where I can like dip some bread in it. I feel like I got something substantial going on.
Yeah, okay. I got
a little different texture. It's just me. I'm okay with. I love rice. I got a ton of it, and I eat it all the time. But I think with this, I think we're do something a little different.
I kind of like the idea of bread, though.
And this is going to be
able to dip into it.
This gumbo is going to be a little more thick, a little more stewy than soupy. So we got that going for us because there's a little bit of reduction that will take place. But we'll get to that later. So let's go into a beer bread. This is cool. This is really easy to make, and any monkey with an idea can figure this out.
All right.
What you need here, what we got there in that aluminum bowl is 3 cups of sifted flour.
Okay.
It's just straight up all-purpose flour, and what's cool about that, you got to sift it so it adds a little air to it, right?
Right.
Because it's all-purpose.
And you did that before we put this in here.
Yeah, before we got it in there. All right. So what we need to do, we got to add, because of it's this flour. We got to add that. That's
baking powder. Right, how much?
You're gonna need 3 teaspoons.
Okay.
Not the big ones. You need 3.
That's a quarter teaspoon. There's a teaspoon. 3 teaspoons.
You need 3 teaspoons in there, nice and flat and smooth. They're close enough. You don't want to make it too salty. There you go. So, because it's just figure 1 teaspoon per cup of all-purpose flour. Now, if you've got self-rising flour, you don't need to do this.
Right. Right.
But I prefer to do it that way. All right.
Okay, 3, right?
Yeah, or 3.
Did I just do 3 or 4?
I don't know. I lost count.
Wait, should I do another one just in case?
No. Because we're gonna add a little salt to it. So
okay.
We should be.
All right.
And that aluminum rusty thing right there.
Yeah.
That's salt.
And how much?
You're gonna need a teaspoon. 1 simple teaspoon of salt. There you go. Plain and simple. All right. Right there next to that can of beer, you'll see a.
Is that sugar?
Cup. That's a quarter cup of sugar. You can use brown sugar. You can use honey. That's just plain old white sugar. Just nice and simple. Dump that in there. So you got that going. All right, now it's time to add the wet stuff. Let's throw in that butter. Now you want to mix it in. Now you get 2 options when you make this bread. Some people like to just pour it over the top of the loaf, but I like it mixed in. That way, I think it's the flavors a little more consistent all the way through the bread. There's a can of beer sitting there. Well.
Yeah.
It's a 12-ounce can of some of the champagne of beer. Go ahead and dump that in there. Okay. It'll foam up a little bit because it's beer. You all right?
Yeah. We can take that out in post, right? Yeah, when I.
We just may run a string of profanity through this whole thing. Why not? It's not like we're here to be, setting the world on fire in the kitchen.
Well, I am drinking gin.
Well, that you are, and
Okay, so what? Do I just pour this all in, or do I do it
get it
all at once?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dump it in there. Now you want to get it stirred up where it's kind of not. You don't want it like runny. You want it to just be thoroughly mixed. You don't have to knead this bread. That's the beautiful thing.
I do need this bread.
Well, you don't have to stick your hands in it. That's the
I need it.
So you want to get it where all the flour is soaking up all the wet stuff here, and it'll be good.
Okay, I got you. So I see what you're. Okay, I got you.
Kind of thicken up on you.
All right, right
in there. You'll be in good shape.
Just
Just
dump that right in there.
That big old pile of gruel, and you're good to go.
Food, glorious food.
And then when you got it in there, take the fork and kind of level it off. Make sure all the corners are filled, and this thing's going to good. Because
if she's hot enough, I do tend to rise a bit. Just a bit.
What are we drinking gin and developing English accents now? For the love of God, what is all of this about?
I have no idea. You said gruel.
Well,
made me think of my days on the Oliver tour. Food, glorious food. Yeah, that's the part I did. Yeah, it was fun. Not Oliver, actually.
Well, it depends on what version.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
My ex.
All right, bring it on over here.
All right.
We got an oven set to 375 degrees. You want to slide that over to the right of that skillet that's in there.
To the right.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. And we'll close the lid.
What's in the skillet?
I'll get to that in a little bit. That's going into the gumbo. So there it is. That's the beer bread. 1 hour, 375 degrees. And you'll have bread. Cheers.
Cheers. Gin got me.
Well, we'll get him back. Don't worry.
Yeah.
All right. What we're going to do here is we're gonna build it, and the way you make a proper gumbo is you build it. You assemble it in separate stages.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and let's get us a fire under that thing. Not that one. There you go. That one there. There you go. There you go. Take it down there to right about
medium.
A little further down. There you go. Right about there. That'll be good. Something like that. There you go.
I like gas.
I do too. Except when it comes out here. This is olive oil. So we're just gonna, you're gonna get some in there. Get it going. Get it going. Get it good and hot.
2.5 tablespoons.
Something
it looks like
that.
yeah, 2 tablespoons.
I don't really measure a whole heck of a lot because
right.
I like the idea of going by feel.
Yeah.
And if you.
I like that too.
The blind girls really like that. So
yeah, they do.
I'm going to step kind of out of the way here, and I'm going to walk you through it because over here is everything that we're going to need. So
all right.
So let's get into the aromatics. So there's the white bowl there with some celery and some onion.
All right.
Just dump that in there.
So we put that in here first.
Just dump that in there. There you go.
Are we ready for that?
Yeah, we're ready for that. That's garlic, man.
Okay. Oh man, garlic and what? Poblano?
Poblano, yeah. That's a whole head of garlic.
I want all that freaking garlic. Every last drop. I love garlic. So the whole can goes in.
Water and all. Yeah, dump it all in there. There you go. Get that good and mixed up. I'll take care of that. We'll recycle that for later. Or not. Mm-hmm. Now you add a little color.
Oh, God, that smells great.
And it starts to open up a little bit because
you're doing it in stages,
right? Now remember, when you're making a soup or a stew or something like this, you could always add water, but why add water when you can add flavor?
Man, it smells so good.
Now, when you
I can't believe the difference those tomatoes made.
It's.
I mean,
it's delightful.
Oh God, it smells so good.
Absolutely delightful.
Now we're cooking with gas.
Now we're gonna add this. This is
okra.
This is the okra. That's juice and all. It's gonna be a little slimy and weird, but we're gonna solve that. This is flour and butter, equal parts. Okay. And the idea here is it gives color.
Now. Okay, hold on. Did you do this in a skillet first?
No.
And
you can. You could do it just like this on a stovetop, like this. But the
Right.
problem with that is that the second you turn your back on it and you burn it, you got to start all over.
Right.
Because burnt flour is incredibly bitter.
Oh yeah, it's horrible.
There's a little bit of crispy in here because I did it in the oven. So what I did is I added flour to my cold skillet, and it's a half cup of flour to a half a cup of butter, which is a full stick of butter.
Okay.
Break it up, and you can. The longer you set it, the darker it gets. I like the good dark stuff.
Dark. Okay.
Because it'll help hide the crimes. So what we've done here, so it's kind of, see, it's kind of lumpy and thick.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna add Why add water when you add flavor?
All right.
So here we go. Now I'm going to wind up adding a little bit of water to this because I'm going to want to soup it up some, pardon the pun. But yeah, adding a beer to it, especially just a cheap sweet beer, will not offset a lot of the of the weirdness from the from your local restaurant that sells what they call alligator gumbo.
I like alligator. I've had it. I've had alligator a couple of times.
This place in town, it's chicken.
Wait, what?
Chicken. That's all it is. Because it's got kind of a, that vibe to it.
Okay, so you have
and there's no secret. You read it
paprika, salt, garlic powder, black pepper,
my handwriting.
Cayenne. Yeah, I'm trying to decipher. Cayenne, oregano, and thyme.
That's the basics. That thing's after it sits and simmers for a bit.
That's good.
It's going to start to get.
You can taste that, man. I'm COVID free.
I'm not worried about it because I'm just killing it with whatever it is. Oh, that's hot.
It is.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
You really taste that roux. Oh, that's got a nice little back bite to
it.
Yeah.
Just a little tiny bit. Perfect. Just a little bit.
The longer that sits, the better it gets.
Right.
Regarding plating, I had the celery flowers that we had set aside here. What I want to do here is kind of chop that up just a little bit because we're gonna dress this up with a little.
Oh God, more. This smells good.
It ought to. We're gonna set that up with a little something when we go to plate. I think we got something indeed. Look at that. How's it smell?
Wonderful. Oh, man.
Yeah, gumbo should look kind of ugly. The nice thing about it is that chicken tends to fall apart even further in there.
Yeah.
So there you go. So do this. Take that ladle there, and plate it up there a little bit. Let's take a look at this. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah. Look at that.
Look at there. There you go. That's a fine deal. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it over here. Now earlier I was talking about the celery leaves.
Yeah.
And here's the beauty of it. If you take some of these and just dress it there across the top, spoon it in. All we need now is a little bit of the bread, which I'll grab now.
Yeah. What are we doing with bread there?
The bread is in here and it is ready for.
Dude,
this is the beer bread.
All right.
Yeah.
Here, wait. You want me to get that?
Just dump it right out there on the board. Just there you go. Look at that. Just,
yeah.
Right there. Look at this. Look at this. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to take a serrated blade. You can probably grab a hold of it and not burn yourself there.
Okay, no.
It's a little warm. Yeah, it's a clean rag.
Kind of warm.
Yeah, that's all right. There you go. Oh, yeah. Crumbs and all. Get busy in there.
Ow, ow. Heat. Pain. Ow.
Fire. Hot.
Fire.
Ooh,
hot.
Ooh, it bites.
Oh.
Ooh, yeah, there you go. That's plenty. That's plenty. All right. Let's go sit down. Let's go sit down and have a bite.
All right.
What did you do here, huh? Yeah.
Oh man.
Made some with a little bit of a bite.
A little bit.
Not a whole heck of a lot. Could be a hair sweeter maybe, but it's good. Mm-hmm.
Man.
That.
And I'm not an okra fan.
Uh-huh.
The bread kind of fell apart, but man, it's good.
Nothing wrong with that. No. That's a good straight ahead beer bread. Goes perfect with this. You can take some of this. Dump it right in there. If you want that vibe. Mm-hmm.
It's good, man.
You did good. Pretty good there. Nice little simple chicken gumbo.
I just followed what you were telling me to do, man.
It's easy. It's not that difficult to do. Next time we do this, I have no idea what we're gonna do next time, but we're gonna give you at least something that's going to be hearty and somewhat fresh, simple. It's gonna keep you under about $20. This whole thing was about $12 tops.
Really?
Yeah, all told, about $12. The celery was like $1. The chicken was what, $6? You know, one of them rotisserie deals.
Right.
Can of okra was like $1.50, $2. You know, go crazy. Do the things you want to do. Don't be afraid to jump in.
Man,
And
it's
give
really
stuff a
good.
try. You know?
And
Just
that
like
beer bread is really good.
It's a good match with this sort of thing. And it's simple.
It really is simple.
Just
I can't believe how. Yeah, I know.
Just walk yourself right through it and away you go. So there you go, kids. Check us out at Radio Memphis, radio-memphis.com. Weekdays, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Central Time. And then this thing.
Well, 9 to 2.
Well, yeah, ish. And we'll be back with something else from the kitchen, and we'll have a little bit of fun, and we'll go from there.
It should be fun. This is good.
Absolutely. You did a fine job, my friend.
Well, thank you for your guidance.
Glad
That
I
was
could
good.
help, yes. And thank you for the gin. May I have another gin, please?
That gin is so good.
Mm-hmm. It's a shame I can't tell you about who it is. Because
I know. Uncle Val would get pissed.
he would be, you know. You might want to ask your liquor distributor about a fellow by the name of Uncle Val. He might be able to.
Might be able to hook you up.
Maybe. Cheers. Enjoy. Eat well. And don't be afraid to try something new. We'll see you next time.
Yeah.
There we go.